my son more than
It's recording, by the way.
that's fine.
Okay.
I'll try not to curse too much.
I don't care if you curse. If you want to drop the F-bomb, you drop that thing.
I don't want to, we'll see.
Okay, so what is your name and what are you doing now professionally?
Derek Davis. I'm a reporter at the Valdosta Daily Times.
Okay, so what kind of projects have you produced? Well, in this case, what kind of stories do you write and what are the names of the ones you remember?
Just kind of, I cover just different sports, go through, football, just whatever season's going. Football's the main one, of course, down here. That's the moneymaker, high school football. So, I'd say mainly I'm a Valdosta football beat writer, cover the team, just everything around the team, really.
Okay, so how well do your articles do?
They get a pretty decent response. Just this is a huge football town, and since I've been doing Valdosta's work, they've been pretty good. Everybody, comes up to me and loves, the work. I do a lot of work to try to involve, some of the lesser known parts. Try to kind of help the program even think. Like I did, cops versus cats one with the police officers, and so I had people coming up to me, oh, thanks for doing that with the Touchdown Club and stuff. So generally pretty good response since I've been doing that.
Okay. So how do you measure that with success? Like awards, money, like you said, people come up to you.
That's nice. I mean, whenever someone, tells me that thank you for a story or whatever, that's of course always a great feeling. I love winning awards. Of course, I got third place in sports feature photo of the year this year in the Georgia Press Association contest, and I got third place for sports writer of the year too. So or for our circulation level. So that was nice. Of course, I'm a little disappointed 'cause I wanted to win first. And especially photos. I understand that writing's going to come with time. I feel like anyone can take a great photo. So I really am shooting for that one. So I guess that's what I'm measuring my success in right now, because being a writer is definitely not about money for sure. I think most ones can tell you that. So.
Oh yeah. Okay, so were you already a talented sports writer, or did you work on your craft a little bit?
No, I definitely. I mean, I came into college, wanting to do my first major was athletic training. So. I didn't want to do that. I had a roommate who was an athletic training major, and just seeing him, how busy he was during his schedule, it was super hectic, and I just didn't think I had it in me at that time to keep doing that. I did anatomy classes that were really tough, and I started questioning kind of if that was a track I wanted to do, and I think I even switched to exercise phys at one point, but at some point I just kind of sat down. I was like, I know I want to work in sports. I love sports. I want to be in that. So I just try to figure out how I could do that, and I figured maybe I can write about it. And so I started taking English classes and those. So I mean, definitely had to build and learn my craft from there, and worked to be the writer. I worked at the newspaper in college before, and then I started doing kind of the stringing job, and I go to some of the jobs in the area, and ultimately got lucky, and there was an opening at the paper at the right time. So yeah, definitely it was something that you build over time.
So who do you look to for help, and how did this person help you?
A few different people at just different times. Ted Geltner was here, professor. Yeah, he's been awesome. He actually gave me a story that's been one of my favorite stories. It's about horse racing, which is something that's kind of you've seen, and so it about a woman who or not a woman, Jim Murray's widow, so really prominent in the sports writing field, and she her husband, they kind of fell in love here in Valdosta, and named a horse after it, and so I've that's an awesome story, and just getting to kind of write that. So he's been really helpful in that, and just in college in general. And I've got a boss now, Jamie Wachter, the editor there. And originally I was completely left to do my own thing after really a week and a half of training on the job. So having him come in and just have anyone, in the sports writing field with some experience to kind of help guide me a little bit was awesome too. And he's been definitely a big help, and just kind of even handling the scheduling and other stuff and letting me just kind of do my own thing, has been a big help in itself. So, those are a few of them for sure.
Okay, so would you write for free if you didn't get paid to now?
Yeah, probably. I would write something. I write on some blogs now. I try to when I have time. I'm a big Buccaneers and Florida State fan and stuff like that. So I didn't have a good weekend, but we, I write on the blog a few, every once in a while. I'll post, stories on there and stuff. So I'd probably, write something somewhere, if not, for doing this professionally.
Okay, do you feel the pay grade makes your writing more worth it? Why or why not?
It's the writing part, not a big deal. I don't mind doing the writing at all. It's everything else that when you start looking at getting paid, you're like, start counting everything else. But yeah, writing is fine. Going out and doing the story, and I feel like it's cool just to be kind of being, behind the scenes of, like you watch the sport, but you don't really understand how it operates until you're like there and you see the coaches every day and you see the team every day, and it's just a unique perspective you get to get. I mean, with access to the job, and I've gotten to go to Peach Bowl and see. I'm a big Florida State fan. I got to see them get beat by Houston last year and just stuff like that. So it's cool to it's definitely cool. It gives you access that you wouldn't normally have, I feel like.
Okay, cool. So what has been your biggest mistake thus far in your sports writing career?
My first year, I covered Lowndes, which is Valdosso's rival school, and which is actually my alum. And it's a big Wintersville Classic every year. So those schools don't really like each other. And so that was my, where I went to school. That's where I graduated from high school. So that was cool for me to cover that at first. But their coach kind of over there has a reputation for being a little prickly, I guess. He's kind of Bill Belichick-esque, so at one point a bunch of players walked off the team, including the starting running back, a few other starters, and we were getting emails kind of at the paper, and this is before I really was in the know, so I'm like, okay, I've got to write a story on this. It's a big story, and I talked to the coach about it. He doesn't really want to talk about it, and go ahead and write the story. And I don't think that was a mistake in its own, but then coupled with, I think they played Colquitt County, which was winning state champion. This was in the middle of their state championship runs, so and they got pounded, and it was ugly, and I think I was maybe a little too critical about it. And this is again a mistake. I'm a big football fan, so I'm critical of my own teams when they're doing poorly. I like to figure out why, so maybe I was a little too critical, but at one point the coach's wife stopped me on sidelines and chewed me out, and the coach just wouldn't talk to me anymore. The Lions coach just doesn't talk to me, and to this day he just still does not like me. Jamie couldn't do a story the other day, go to a Lions game, and he told the coach, and coach was like, well, as long as it's not that Derek Davis guy, so yeah, he's got a grudge over there, but it's fine. So I cover the rival team, and they've beaten them in Wintersville, so I feel like I get a little revenge every year. So.
Okay, so can you name one person that you've met throughout your career that's made a lasting impact on your career?
Ed Hooper. I mean, he was the guy that was kind of my predecessor at the paper. I knew him through a roommate, and I just kind of reached out to him to figure out if there's an internship or something with the paper that I could do, and he first let me do the stringing stuff and kind of get some experience, and then one summer I was looking for a summer internship really, and he was like, hey, there's a guy leaving, there's an opening, we can get you a real job here. I still I think a year and a half, 2 years left of college, and I'm like, I mean, I guess, and it, just kind of one of the opportunities I felt like you couldn't turn down, and just having a starting job, so I jumped on that, and he then in turn got another job, so he was out in like a week and a half. So I mean, I didn't get to work with him long, but I mean, definitely got me my first opportunity, which is a huge part. Got me in the door, and I've now been here for like 3 years. So I mean, or going on 4 years. So definitely a lot of writing samples and everything. So I mean, that was definitely a big break for me. So I'd definitely say he was one of them.
So if you could choose a different career, would you?
Um, Not right now. Maybe down the line at some point. I enjoy doing this, but burnout rate is. I can see why it's a real thing. I mean, you work a lot. I mean, you write stories every day. I'm writing multiple stories every day, and just to travel and stuff. And it's fun now. I definitely love doing it, but I've thought about other professions I could do that were similar. I don't want to work in the sports field still, but like recently I covered a Atlanta Falcons youth coaching clinic, and there was a guy there who just spoke about connecting with millennials kind of in sports, and just how this company will go in and talk to coaching staff ownership about how to better connect with their players, how to I guess I'm a Rockets fan for basketball, and he has someone in his company works with the Rockets, and basically they went in and basically worked with each player and showed them made life plans for them with their level of pay and everything like that. And so that'd be something that'd be really cool, and you'd be still kind of working in the same sort of atmosphere. And I've thought about doing coaching on some sort of level, which so it'd be in the same atmosphere. And ultimately I would like to still even be a writer and be on ESPN one day. So hopefully that's where it goes. And but